Let's go. Week 11. 4 weeks till playoffs. They in the gauntlet now, coach. Everybody scrambling, everybody sweating, trade deadline hitting. This is do or die football.
Big T, breathe, brother, breathe. We just started the show. But you're right. This is where seasons live or die. It's week 11. Trade deadline's here. Every lineup decision matters from here on out. And some folks are clinging to the playoff mountain by a single fingernail. Last week's primetime feature, Dylan Pickles versus Soul Knights, went exactly how Dylan planned it, and exactly how Soul Knights feared it could go.
Dylan said, "Give me the Los Angeles Rams offense." Then Matthew Stafford and his goons proceeded to lay the smackdown on Soul Knights, leaving him with 1 foot hanging out of the exclusive power rankings. Stafford dropped 35 points like it was a charity game. Kyron Williams picked up 24 points with 2 tubs, and Devontae Adams sealed the deal with 20 points of his own. Honestly, the Rams carried Dylan's whole team like an Uber XL last week.
Final score, 145 to 112. Dylan Pickles extends the win streak to 6 and leaves Soul Knights wondering what went wrong.
What went wrong? McCaffrey gave him 19 points, but the man who lives in the end zone suddenly forgot the address. And it sure didn't help that Soul Knights traded away one of his best players right before the matchup kicked off. Would it have changed the outcome? No. But it definitely didn't help the don't lose on primetime campaign.
And the league's still buzzing about that trade he made, shipping off Amon-Ra Street Brown for Quentin Johnston and Javonte Williams. It didn't decide the matchup, but the group chat definitely had questions, a lot of them.
Coach, I ain't saying it was a bad trade, but if trades had Yelp reviews, that one would have half a star and do not recommend all over it.
The turning point was simple. The Rams versus 49ers game. Dylan had all the right Rams. Soul Knights had the right Niner. He just left his touchdowns at home. And if the rumors are true, Dylan might have stitched up another voodoo doll last week just to make sure that 6 game streaks stayed intact. Big T, you think he's got one of you on that shelf?
Coach, if he's got a doll of me, I'm on my best behavior. No Dylan Pickles slander coming from me. I'm praising his trades, his picks, his cooking, everything. I'm more of a fantasy fairy type of guy anyway. Sprinkle a little magic dust, maybe give you a miracle. Dylan's dolls, however, man, they just curse your lineup and have you waking up with a 12% chance of winning.
Well, whether it's voodoo dolls or fantasy fairies, something's happening in this league. Nothing proved that more than number 10 TypStuff dropping the upset of the week on number 2 Dusty G.
Coach, TypStuff is on a mission. The week before, this dude knocked off number 1 boy, then he turned around and slapped number 2 Dusty G like it was a buy one get one free deal at Winn-Dixie. But Dusty should have seen it coming. He was the ring bearer at TypStuff and Candy Girl's wedding. Did you know that? Well, it didn't end up working out, and TypStuff took it out on poor little Dusty last week as if he was the reason for that ship sailing.
I will say, TypStuff is on a roll. But he wasn't the only one delivering in week 10. Boy took the best team award with 225 and somehow also grabbed least efficient manager, leaving 36.5 points on the bench. Soul Knights had the worst team award with 112 in that primetime loss. We also had 3 perfect lineups. King Silverback, Dylan Pickles, and Merc City, all earning most efficient manager at 100%. And lastly, Boy closed it out with the biggest blowout, handling Harlem 225 to 163.
Coach, grab your beer and your blood pressure medication because this league is out of f***ing control right now. I mean, where else you gonna see giants get slain by shepherds, watch blowouts so disrespectful, and watch rivalries detonate every 5 damn minutes? And the playoffs are 4 weeks away. Everybody's scratching and clawing for those spots like it's the last slice of pizza. I'm telling you, man, exclusive has got to be the most electrifying league in the nation.
All right, Big T. Simmer down. Lay off the caffeine pills before you pop a vein. You gonna be able to finish the show? because I need you focused while we break down the exclusive power rankings and see where everybody's sitting right now.
Okay. The room's definitely tilting a little bit, but I'm good, coach. I'm good. At number 1, we have Boy, who's 8-2 right now. Man separating from the league like he's got a personal driver while everybody else is still on the sidewalk trying to get their bird scooter to accept their payment.
Number 2, Dusty G. That tough loss last week reminded the league that he's human, but he's still holding that spot. For now. Because right behind him is his little brother Dylan, and he's ready to take that spot the moment Dusty slips again.
Dylan Pickles, number 3, 6-game win streak, longest of the year. Is it possible to make voodoo dolls of your own players with, like, performance-enhancing stitches? I'm asking for a friend.
Number 4, Candy Girl. Back up after her narrow win over Acknowledge Me.
5 is Merc City, sneaking up after winning by 1 point against Jay Woods. Dude's been flying up, crashing down, and flying back up again. He's got to be motion sick from that power rankings turbulence at this point.
6 is AJ, back to 500 after climbing out of the grave he dug at 0-4. He's been really active in the trade market, and he's hoping it pays off these next few weeks.
And at number 7, Soul Knights. A 3-spot drop for him. Dylan hit that boy with that Mortal Kombat uppercut. You know, the one that sends you off the map and into the pit with flesh-piercing spikes. Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Playoffs 4 weeks away. And with this being the last week of trades, these rankings have officially become the survival chart. One stumble, one bad decision, and you're gone. Drop straight out of the race. Big T, did you just shit yourself? I told you to ease up on those caffeine pills.
Nah, not today, coach. That ain't me. That's the managers from the Toilet Bowl Watch waiting for us to get to their segment. Can we hurry up and get this over with? I'm starting to be able to taste it.
Number 8, Acknowledge Me. Still hanging on. Still trying to trade his Eagles defense for a top 10 wide receiver.
TypStuff on a 2-game heater moved up to number 9. He's the Titan toppler, and he's trying to make a full-speed sprint out of the basement.
10, Jay Woods. Down a spot after a heartbreaking 1-point loss to Merc.
King Silverback at 11. 5 losses in a row. That's one gorilla who ain't making it past round 1 in that 100 men versus gorilla debate. Wait, am I allowed to call him that?
And 12 Harlem. 1-9. 9 straight losses.
We keep chalking it up to school. University of Georgia got him drowning. But come on, dog. And you know the commissioner ain't taking that excuse again. Harlem gonna need a new exclusive application, 2 references, and a prayer just to get reinstated next season.
4 weeks left. You don't escape now? You might not escape at all. This is the moment where seasons are rewritten. This is your week 11 match of the week. This is the Gauntlet. A battlefield where hope crawls in, and only one walks out. Number 6, AJ. The comeback kid. The American dream. Taking on number 9, TypStuff. The giant slayer. The king of disrespectful trade offers. AJ, fighting to hold his place in the exclusive power rankings. And TypStuff, fighting to see the light for the very first time. Spending the entire season pressure cooking in the toilet bowl bracket since week 1. This might be the matchup that decides everything.
Coach, this week has gone into full-blown survival mode. AJ, the man with the belt, was left for dead at the beginning of the season. 0-4, body bagged and toe tagged, and then out of nowhere, boom. He rose from the grave like the damn Undertaker and ripped off 4 straight. The man refuses to die.
And TypStuff? Only 2 wins in the first 8 weeks. A season of darkness.
Until he snapped and went legend mode, beat the number 1 team, beat the number 2 team in back-to-back weeks. He's not just bringing a slingshot to the matchup. He's pulling up with the scope, the extended mag, and the golden weapon skin attached as well.
With the trade deadline here, with playoff spots shrinking, with the margin for error gone, this matchup could be the one that changes everything. Jonathan Taylor has been AJ's powerhouse, dropping 65 points last week, but he'll be on a bye, and that's a massive blow to his lineup. Jamar Chase has been the reliable engine, leading the NFL in targets with 107, and Chase Brown has become a legit spark plug, averaging 15.5 points over his last 2 games. But wait, we've got a twist in this matchup. At 3 a.m. Friday morning, AJ pulled off a desperation trade with Acknowledge Me, sending away Ladd McConkey and bringing in Rico Dowdle to patch the hole that Taylor left behind.
Wow. Are you kidding me? Was Acknowledge Me even awake? Or did AJ send that trade while man was sleepwalking? AJ just pulled off a 3 Hail Mary trade like a man who refuses to walk into primetime empty-handed. Meanwhile, TypStuff's rolling in with a lineup that's been cooking. Puka Nacua putting up 775 yards even after missing almost 2 games. Trey McBride playing tight end like he's a WR1 in disguise, and Jared Goff dealing with elite efficiency, 2nd in the league in passing touchdowns. He loses Alec Pierce to a bye this week. And Alec ain't Jonathan Taylor, but let's be real. He's still the kind of dude who can quietly drop 20 and flip a matchup if he was playing.
Let's break this down, because that late night news just rewrote the script. AJ is still heading into the Gauntlet without Jonathan Taylor. And that's more than losing a player. That's losing your identity, losing your nuclear weapon. But somehow, at 3 amperes, the man pulled off that Rico Dowdle trade. It doesn't replace JT, not even remotely. But it was enough to keep AJ from walking in empty-handed.
And Vegas felt it immediately, Coach. Before that trade, TypStuff was the slight favorite, sitting at 1.7. But once AJ slammed that roster patch into place, boom, the line flipped the other direction. Now AJ's favored by just 1.41 points. That's not a prediction. That's Vegas basically shrugging and saying, good luck. This thing is so close, the computers can't even fake confidence. And Coach, I'm not gonna lie. That tiny little swing, that razor-thin edge, that has me more pumped than ever for this matchup.
All right, time to hear from the Warriors entering the Gauntlet. 2 players standing at the edge of their season, one looking to break in, the other trying to hold the line. This matchup could reshape the entire playoff race. Roll the audio.
It's going to be painful for me to do this to him on this Sunday. Big Ruben has meant a lot to me. He showed me a lot what not to do. He always been a man of things of what not to do, not to send Fab in trades, not to keep sending me bench players for Jonathan Taylor. It's not going to happen. But what I'm going to do this Sunday is for everybody in the league. I'm going to knock his hopes out. So he won't send any more trades, any more Fab deals. He'll be sent home to his mama. And it'll be over. It's going to pain me. It's going to be painful for me. But I feel like Shawn Michaels going to sweet chin music to Ric Flair. So Ruben, I'm sorry. But you got to go.
At the beginning of the season, you thought you was one of them ones. Yeah, and figured you might use injuries as an excuse. But just old boy on Harlem night, cause see, come next week, I'm knocking somebody the out.
Wow, they both mean business. AJ talking about sending TypStuff back into the basement with the sweet chin music, and TypStuff rolling in with Samuel L. Jackson to get his message across. Coach, this is pure, unfiltered chaos. And the stakes are higher than Snoop Dogg performing at a music festival in Denver. This one's gonna get ugly.
All right, Big T. Here we are. Week 11. The Gauntlet. Playoff hopes trembling, seasons on life support, and 2 men stepping into a matchup that could reshape the entire bracket. So, tell me, when the dust settles and the smoke clears, who walks out with the win?
Coach, after everything we've seen these last 2 weeks, after TypStuff knocked off number 1 Boy, then number 2 Dusty G, I can't pick against him. AJ made that Dowdle trade and I respect the hustle, but TypStuff's momentum is insane right now. He's been buried in the toilet bowl watch since week 1, and now he's finally reaching for the exit, hand on the doorknob to the exclusive power rankings. With that kind of fire behind him, I'm rolling with TypStuff.
I hear you, Big T. But that late night move changed the whole outlook. Vegas flipped the spread. TypStuff was favored. Now AJ's up by just over a point. Missing Jonathan Taylor still hurts, no doubt. But Dowdle gives AJ just enough of a lifeline to stay dangerous in this matchup. It's razor close, but I'm taking AJ, only by a hair, and the spread proves exactly why.
League, you know what to do. Cast your votes in the chat. Will AJ be able to pull off the win without the MVP candidate Jonathan Taylor? Or does TypStuff keep swinging that momentum like a wrecking ball aimed at the playoff bracket?
4 weeks left. No more trades. No more excuses. Every single matchup from here on out is life or death for those playoff dreams.
This is exclusive, baby, where somebody's rising, somebody's falling, and somebody's week is getting absolutely shattered before Monday night even ends.
Week 11. High stakes, high pressure, and only one survivor walking out. AJ, TypStuff, welcome to the Gauntlet.